Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 2-bike platform rack right here on our 2022 Kia Carnival. So the Kuat NV is probably one of my favorite bike racks. It is premium priced, but that's because it is a premium bike rack with pretty much all the features you could ever ask for. So we're going to be taking a look at some of those features. We're going to focus on the Kia Carnival to see that if it's the right fit for you and your vehicle. The first thing we're going to take a look at is the tilt away feature. We have a lever right over here. You're going to want to pull that lever and just let this drop down to a tilt. Why would you tilt your bike rack away? Well, if you do want to access your hatch, you can see how much clearance there is between the door, our handlebars, and our pedals. It did look like it came kind of close. We were able to see how we could lift that up, and now we can grab our waters, our helmets, our backpacks without having to tilt the bike rack away. So it looks like there was about 4 inches of clearance between our door and our handlebars. Definitely something worth considering since I do kind of have a compact setup right here. Okay, this has a weight capacity of 60 pounds per bike. So whether you have your really light carbon fiber frame bikes like this or your extra heavy electric bikes, you can carry them with this bike rack. What this also does though is your bike is mounted by 2 points. One is going to be your rear wheel strap that's holding the back of the bike down. And what's my favorite part is going to be our front wheel mount. I like pretty much any bike rack that has that front wheel mount because of the versatility. So let's say I have a carbon fiber frame bike like this. If I had the traditional frame mount, I'd be worried about warping or possibly cracking the frame. For this, I don't have to worry about that. But also, if I have alternate frames, like women's bikes, children's bikes, or the really deep step-through bikes, this gives it versatility because then I don't have to get an extra frame adapter bar. You can carry 2 bikes with this. If you are carrying those heavy bikes though, you may want to also consider getting the additional ramp for this bike rack. So let's take the bike off. We're going to start at our rear wheel. We have a lever here. Press that lever and then pull up on that strap and then just try to bend it out of the way so it doesn't get caught up in the spokes. Come back over to the front, hold on to the bike's frame, press this button, lift this hook up, push that hook out, and just like that, you're ready to grab your bike and go on a bike ride. I'm going to set our bike right over here to the side so that we can take a closer look at the bike rack itself. So we have this rear strap, and this can move back and forth onto the tray to accommodate different wheelbases. This goes right in here and secures that rear wheel. We also have a lock. So there's going to be 1 lock for each bike, goes around the bike, secures that. You can find that in the tray, and if you do get the extra ramp, this is where it goes. Over to the front, we have our front wheel cradle. Notice how that has different grooves for your different tire widths. On its own, you usually can carry up to 3-inch wide tires, but you can get strap adapters to carry up to 5-inch wide tires if you have those fat bikes. Here we have our front wheel mount. This folds down to be nice and neat. There we go. Okay, so whenever you have anything attached to the back of your vehicle, there's going to be some length added to it. So we're going to take some measurements to see exactly how much. I'm going to measure from the bumper of our Carnival to the end of the bike rack, and that's going to be by this bike repair stand. That's 31 inches. So it's a pretty compact bike rack, technically or relatively. You can also add 2 extra cradles to this or trays in order to create a 4 bike rack if you are bringing your friends, your family in your Carnival and you want to be able to carry all of your bikes. Now, another thing we're going to take a measurement for is going to be ground clearance. Ground clearance is from the end of the bike rack to the ground around 18 inches, but compare that measurement with the shank to the ground, and that is only 9 inches. ground clearance is very important on the Carnival because it sits kind of low to the hitch, sits kind of low to the ground. You will want that shank rise. That way your bike sit higher up off the ground when you go up those steep inclines, like those driveways or those hills. Your front goes up, your back goes down. So you'll want to think about that whenever you do so. And let's say you're not planning on going for a bike ride. You can move this into the portable or the compact position. Remember that lever we pulled earlier? Pull that lever again, but this time lift up and fold the bike rack up against your vehicle. Let's take some measurements. Measuring from the bumper to the closest point, it's only about 3.5 inches. Plenty of clearance there. Since it's super sturdy, not getting any closer than that. Length now added to the back of our vehicle is bumper to the end of the tray, about 7.5 inches. But it does stick out further down here by the knob, and that's about 14 inches. Still, big difference compared to when this was folded down. You'll definitely want it in this position when you're just planning on driving around town. You're just going about your day. You're not planning on going for a bike ride just yet. But what is it like living with a bike rack behind your vehicle? First thing is we have access to the bike repair stand here. If anything happens, you can repair your bike real quick with the stand. Also, with it folded up, notice how our rear window is completely visible. Our tail lights are visible, but also visible is our backup camera and our license plate. And you still have that 360-degree angle for your backup, so no worries about that, which is great. Let's talk about how this fits into our hitch. We have a 2-inch shank, which fits into our 2-inch hitch receiver. We have a hitch pin, not a bolt, and a lock. So that lock is key to those cable locks that we had in our trays. That way you only needed one key. Well, you do get 2 keys, but you only need 1 key in order to access both your bikes and your bike rack. It's a tool-free install. You saw how we didn't have a bolt, we just had a pin. That's because you tighten it down with this knob. And then that extends a ball cam inside of your hitch receiver, creating an anti-rattle effect. Let me demonstrate that. As I shake our bike rack, notice how we do have some movement there, but once I tighten it down by this knob, there we go. Our shank is now super secure, so big difference now. I'm basically moving the car at this point, and that's because that ball cam is making sure that connection is secure, and then your bikes have a smoother ride overall. This is the Kuat NV, which comes in gray, and you have those orange accents. You can also get this in metallic black, and if you get the base version, you can get the matte black, but that does not include the bike repair stand, but that's pretty much it when it comes to differences. So, my personal thoughts about the Kuat NV bike rack is I really like it. It is one of my favorite bike racks. Yes, it's pricier compared to some of the other brands, but you get everything you pay for. You have that really good weight capacity. You have those individual cable locks. You have the bike repair stand. If you are wanting a less or not as premium option, the Kuat NV base could be an option for you. If you don't need the weight capacity, the Kuat Sherpa could be a good option as well. Or the Rocky Mounts monorail has a similar design. It does come in a different color though. Those are just options. So hopefully this video helped you out with making the decision and seeing if this is the right fit for you, your bicycles, and your vehicle. But this was a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 2-bike platform rack on our 2022 Kia Carnival.